And as we prepare for our main event, the Hot Pro Wrestling Championship about to be decided, I have a very special guest who's going to help me announce this main event match. Please help me welcome the Axel ISD Superintendent, Dr. J.R. Proctor. Now this contest is your main event. It is for the Hot Championship.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the matchup which we have been waiting for throughout the entirety of this evening.
It all builds to this moment. Barrett Brown thought he was walking in against Mysterious Q. Turns out he ends up facing Gabe Wilder per request of Marcus Rose and the Hot Championship Committee. Now he has achieved what he has wanted to do for months now. He has his shot at the reigning Hot Pro Wrestling Champion, Sam Stackhouse. And I think Barrett Brown is more focused, more determined, and more ready than ever to walk away with that gold.
James, if I'm being honest with you, that's scary. That is an intimidating thought. And even more focused than ever before, Barrett Brown is a Barrett Brown I do not want to be in the same room as, let alone stand across the ring from if I was Sam Stackhouse. But ladies and gentlemen, there's a reason that Sam Stackhouse is the HOT Pro Wrestling Champion. There is a reason which Sam Stackhouse has been dominating the Hot Pro Wrestling division for the better part of a year, the better part of 365 days, James Southern.
The man is undefeated. How do you beat a man like that, of that size, of that talent, of that caliber? And then when he gets the momentum rolling downhill, he gets victory after victory after victory. How do you stop a man with that much drive behind him, Walker? That's what Barrett Brown has to ask himself as he faces off with the Hot Pro champion, Sam Stackhouse, tonight.
You see the scar on the side of the skull of Sam Stackhouse's head. That is from a death match which he wrestled just 2 days prior. You have to know that Sam Stackhouse is not walking into this matchup completely healed. You want to talk about injuries? Talk about just 1 month ago when Sam Stackhouse suffered an injury at a recent JCW event. You remember that, James?
Yes, JCW. Mance Warner delivered a knee strike to the face of Sam Stackhouse that broke his nose. His orbital bone almost punctured his sinuses. It was a very, very dangerous injury for Sam Stackhouse. He's come back in his first weekend back in professional wrestling. He's stepping in to defend that Hot Pro Wrestling title. That's the kind of champion Sam Stackhouse is.
Sam Stackhouse, despite all these injuries, despite the deathmatch competition, one thing stays the same. We see the same level of confidence out of Sam Stackhouse that we have from the get-go.
Welcome to tonight's Hot Championship.
between challenger 50 caliber Barrett Brown
Not a challenger for long.
and your champion
It's a pretty belt, Sam. It's a pretty belt. Yeah. Can't wait to take it back home.
from Golden Corral, Texas, the king of big style, Sam Stackhouse.
James, look at the intensity in the eyes of the challenger, Barrett Brown. This is a man who, if I'm being honest with you, James, seems to believe that the whole world is out to get him. It was just years ago when he was reigning as NWA World Junior Heavyweight Champion, and that championship was not one that he lost, it was stripped from him. It was taken away. It was just a year ago he was competing for New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong, which no longer is in competition. He's no longer running in those events. And now, Barrett Brown is left a man hungry. He is left a man looking to prove something, and that something comes in the form of the Hot Pro Wrestling Championship tonight.
Every time something appears, an opportunity in Barrett Brown's way, it is snatched away from him. Every time he goes to make his name, edge his name, Barrett Brown, amongst the stars of professional wrestling, that opportunity is snatched away from him. And what does that have to do with him? Nothing. And that's why he's driven. He does nothing wrong to get these opportunities taken away from him. They're just mercilessly taken by fate. And Barrett Brown is out to prove that his destiny can never be avoided. Not in Hot Pro Wrestling, not anywhere in all of professional wrestling.
We're definitely going to be seeing a clashing of styles, if you will, James. Barrett Brown, definitely of the strong style variety. He's adopted that from his time in New Japan Pro Wrestling and wrestling all across the Texas scene, really adopting the Texas strong style approach to his wrestling persona. However, Sam Stackhouse, a man who, by the looks of him, you wouldn't expect him to do about a tenth of the things that he does. He's incredibly impressive in that squared circle. Those flips, the kicks, everything in between. Sam Stackhouse and Barrett Brown, definitely two different kinds of wrestler.
Both incredibly similar and so different. A smaller, lighter frame on Brown, the larger, more imposing frame on Stackhouse. Yet they both break out an incredible amount of athletic offensive maneuvers, sometimes taken to the air in ways that the human body should not move through the air. And yet they are so different. I think Barrett Brown's time at the New Japan Dojo, training under names like Katsuyori Shibata, is really going to play dividends in this contest as he plays the mental game with Sam Stackhouse. That's what we're seeing now. The nonchalant, almost blowing off of the champion that we would see from somebody like Shibata. That same mindset has been instilled in Barrett Brown, and he brings that back to Hot Pro Wrestling.
What we've been seeing for the entirety of this matchup is Barrett Brown, and back to the wheelhouse once again. You're really starting to see the frustration here with Sam Stackhouse. Barrett Brown is doing this on his time. Everything has been taken away from him at a time that was not of his choosing. Now, this championship win is going to be on his time. Wait a minute. The hand wrapped around the throat of Barrett Brown. Stackhouse catching him up and down right onto the ring apron.
Barrett Brown thought that speed was going to come into play. Sam Stackhouse has obviously seen a Barrett Brown match or two, ready for that huge suicide dive to the outside, and it ended up being suicide for Barrett Brown's offense.
Yeah, kind of do. You're a bad man, kind of do.
Stackhouse and Barrett Brown. Brown was questioning, do you think you're a bad man? Do you think that you have what it takes to step to me? And Stackhouse said, I don't believe it, I know it. This is a assertion.
Stackhouse is the champion in this contest. Remember that. Barrett Brown has to beat Sam Stackhouse, not the other way around. Barrett Brown is a very confident man, but confidence is not all that it takes to win the Hot Pro Wrestling Championship. It takes dominance, it takes perseverance, it takes wins. And that's what Sam Stackhouse has right now that Barrett Brown doesn't. That and a pair of red hand marks right in the center of his chest.
And Barrett Brown, big spinning backhand off the rope from Barrett Brown, spinning wheel kick out of nowhere from Sam Stackhouse. That is exactly what I was talking about.
He just about took Barrett Brown's head off. His foot was right alongside, snapping that head and neck back and driving Barrett Brown, to the ground. I'm so excited here. This contest is back and forth.
Definitely back and forth, rope assisted enziguri. Barrett Brown trying to do everything he can to take down the 500-pound Leviathan that is Sam Stackhouse. Big strike to the jaw there for Barrett Brown. Stackhouse ascending to the top rope. I gotta tell you, James, this has never ended well for any opponent of Stackhouse whenever it comes into play.
You certainly don't want to be on the receiving end of that, all that height and weight coming down. Barrett Brown is fighting for his life here.
Barrett Brown trying to force Stackhouse down to the mat. Oh, and he collapses.
And you see it looked like Stackhouse's foot almost slipped there. I'm not sure how much of that was Barrett Brown and just pure luck, but that swanton was all Brown.
Into the cover, we might have a new HOT champion. No!
He's got to be careful here, taking out his frustration on the official. A disqualification doesn't win him that championship.
Barrett Brown. Talk about these comparisons to his trainer Shibata. Mr. Katsuyori Shibata would definitely sign off and approve of this caliber of footwork here from Barrett Brown.
Shibata-san is smiling somewhere, watching Barrett Brown deliver these kicks to Sam Stackhouse's chest. But you know, he's got to be proud of the fighting spirit too from Sam Stackhouse, just begging for another here. This is insanity.
Barrett Brown was showcasing his calling card here, and Sam Stackhouse, look at all of the weight from this competitor, crushing the much smaller frame, admittedly, of Barrett Brown. Look at the quickness, though, from 50 caliber.
And the quickness of Sam Stackhouse just about there, too. Barrett Brown thought he had a moment to breathe, but he doesn't have that, and now he's flying out of that corner.
50 caliber's getting cut down to 5. And now we might have the Hot Pro Wrestling Championship decided. No. And look into the eyes of Sam Stackhouse.
That is disbelief. Wholehearted disbelief, Walker. Sam Stackhouse has never seen anyone kick out of that butterfly pile driver, that double underhook, getting both arms up, preventing you from protecting your neck in any way. We've never seen someone kick out of that, and yet Barrett Brown found a way, but had to roll to the outside. He is in incredible danger.
It's very intelligent, by the way, on behalf of Barrett Brown, to roll to the outside after finding whatever strength he had in his body to kick out of that maneuver, because that might have been a last-ditch effort. He might not have had the same ability to kick out had Stackhouse gone for a pinning attempt for the second time.
Now back in the ring, Stackhouse slowly making his way back in there. He's taken a whole lot of Barrett Brown's offense. Barrett Brown has taken probably equal the amount of Stackhouse. But we'll have to see here who can capitalize in this most crucial moment to pick up the victory.
It's got him in the fireman's carry here. It's a long way down for Brown. Big super kick there, Sam Stackhouse.
You see him grabbing at that eye and cheek, the orbital bone and cheekbone that was injured at GCW just about 6 or 8 weeks ago. shattered orbital bone his first weekend back. Sam Stackhouse has had one match before this weekend. Looking to add another successful win, but Barrett Brown trying to stomp that hope out.
Look at the frustration, Busaiku knee from Barrett Brown, but he's taken out our official, Killian Powers. One. And somehow, Stackhouse finds a way to kick out.
The will of Stackhouse to kick at one.
But don't turn around, another one, Busaiku knee. Once again, the drop kick. Stackhouse will not say down. He will not say die. Into the cover. 2. And a kick out from Stackhouse. Look at this, the arm trap crossface here. Transition directly in after the pinning attempt. Incredible technical maneuvers here from Barrett Brown.
Note those fingers are right over the eyes, putting pressure down on that nose and orbital bone that was already injured.
And what is Marcus Rose?
Marcus Rose a gun shower at ringside.
What are these two men doing here? And the bell has sounded, but
Marcus Rose just said, ring it.
James, I know that our monitor didn't exactly catch it, but Sam Stackhouse didn't tap, did he?
I didn't see anything looking at the ring, but
Marcus Rose has just hand-delivered the HOT Pro Wrestling Championship to Barrett Brown on a silver platter.
well, an interesting change of events here. I mentioned earlier Marcus Rose always doing what's best for business, but
Oh, and a shot to the nether regions of Sam Stackhouse. And it seems as though Barrett Brown has no qualms with the way this matchup ended. I am absolutely sick. For a man who has had everything taken away from him throughout the entirety of his career, he was handed the Hot Pro Wrestling Championship. A dish best served hot.
here's Heart of Texas owner Henry Witt here in the ring.
Henry Witt, that's not a man that I'd want to get on the bad side of, but
Hey, you know what? Take the belt down. I got what I wanted. I got what I wanted. I'll be out of your hair. I'll cause no trouble, right?
Barrett Brown says he's walking away here with the Hot Pro Wrestling Championship, James. Oh my God! What in God's name has gotten into Barrett Brown?
And Sam Stackhouse just trying to cover up Henry here after he already took that spinning back fist.
Because I know Henry and Sam Stackhouse have never seen eye to eye. But, and I'd expect something like this out of Marcus Rose, but Barrett Brown of all people. And the entirety of the Hot Pro Wrestling roster has poured out.
Quit throwing your feet. What's done is done.
What do you got?
You're sad because you got the belt.
That doesn't belong to him anymore, you know that?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have devolved into chaos here on this evening. What does this mean for Hot Pro Wrestling?
What are you doing?
James, we are out of time. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to follow Hot Pro Wrestling on Facebook, Twitter, and subscribe to the Hot Pro Wrestling Network for more, because you're not going to want to miss what happens next after this. For the Velvet Voice Walker Stewart, for Diamond Jim James Southern, this has been Hot Pro Wrestling.